الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله كما ينبغي لجلال وجهه وعظيم سلطانه. الحمد لله عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. Dear brothers, there are topics that we usually as Muslims don't discuss that often inside our houses. And we consider this done. Something doesn't need to be a repeat discussion again. I call it the forbidden questions in the Muslim houses. Did you ever discuss at your house, does Allah exist? Does the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is a real? Has the Quran been revealed from Allah Azza wa Jal? Many of us might be grown up in a Muslim community and they think this is ABC, it doesn't need answer. Even if this is the case, what about those children and our children who grown up in this country? I have a couple of phone calls from colleagues and friends. One of them is saying that his son is telling him, do you think really I believe in Allah and paradise and the Prophet and all of this? I just don't want to upset you. So I'm going all the way through just because I don't want to upset you, but I don't really believe in it. Another one called me last week to say that his son saying to him, actually, I don't like Allah. And for a Muslim parent, this might be shock. Why this? And the reason is, we don't want to follow what Allah Azza wa Jalla asks us to follow. If you look into it, how we accept with the same concept that Ibrahim alayhi salam, Khalilullah, Abu al-Anbiya, the father of all prophets, saying to Allah Azza wa Jal, قال رب أرني كيف تحيي الموتى قال أولم تؤمن قال بلى ولكن ليطمئن قلبي. Ibrahim is asking Allah Azza wa Jal, I need to see how you raise up the dead. So Allah is asking him, do you believe? He said, yes, just for my assurance, for my heart. And this is Ibrahim alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam, قال رب أرني أنظر إليك. Asked Allah Azza wa Jal to see Allah. So Allah said, قال لن تراني ولكن انظر إلى الجبل فإن استقر مكانه فسوف تراني فلما تجلى ربه للجبل جعله دكا وخر موسى صاعقا. The companion, the Hawariyin of Isa alayhi salam, قالوا ربنا أنزل علينا مائدة من السماء. We need a dining table with food from the heaven to eat from it. And those are Hawariyin of Isa alayhi salam. So why you are shocked about that? Actually, when you read in the Quran, you find that Allah Azza wa Jal wants us to do this, to question it, to think about it, and make it as ibadah. This thinking, contemplating on what's going on in this dunya, on this creation, on this universe, and a lot of ayahs of Quran, you can't count. قُلْ انظُرُوا قُلْ انظُرُوا قُلْ انظُرُوا. Just look. In Surah Tabarak, asking you, repeat again. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور الذي خلق 7 سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور ثم ارجع البصر يرتد إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير. Look into it. Repeat again. Look to this dunya, look to this creation. We have to ask the question, and you are allowed to discuss it. I don't think today I can answer these questions for you. I don't think there is a time that you can go through the evidence for everything. But we will try to touch basics. So at least when you go home, I urge all of you, please go to YouTube. Rather than seeing some comics or some movies or some strange things, try to ask this question, does Allah exist? And listen what the non-Muslims say before the Muslims. See the creation. When you watch TV, Discovery Channel, or one of these things, you have to think the perfection Allah Azza wa Jalla has created in this universe. And this is ibadah. Watching these things on YouTube is ibadah. It's tafakkur. You are thinking. Allah Azza wa Jalla asks us to do it. When we come to the basics, none of us will accept if he go back to his office, his room, to find on his desk there is a cup of tea, and he will say this cup of tea come from nowhere. It just come by chance. He has to assume that someone has made the tea for him. No doubt about that. He can't accept it. How can you accept that this cup of tea, someone has done it, and you can't accept that all of this universe, someone has created this universe? If you change the gravity of the earth by a fraction of point up to 20, we can't live on this ground. Just a fraction of the gravity. What about everything else? Allah asking us even to think in ourselves. Ask anyone how this is working, how it's happening. If you look to those people living on the earth, whatever they are, Muslims or non-Muslims, at least 80-90% of those Christian, Buddhist, whatever, Hindus, they believe there is a God who created this universe. It didn't come from nowhere. And you ask, who done it? And why done it? We might have different views and different religions, but I tell you, 80-90% of people living on this earth, they believe this has been created by God. And I urge you to read this ayat in Surah Al-Naml, which make the summary of all of this. Allah is actually challenging on this ayat. When you read the meaning in English or try to translate, it speaks about who is better, Allah or someone else. Who created the heaven, who created the earth, who is actually making the rivers, who is actually supporting you when you need and you call him and listening to you, who is going to raise you up after you die, who knows the future is Allah. It's simple. They are simple meanings. But if you read it, if you hear it with the sound, how it sounds is more important than the meaning of it. قل الحمد لله وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى الله خير أما يشركون أمن خلق السماوات والأرض وأنزل من السماء ماء فأنبتنا به حدائق ذات بهجة ما كان لكم أن تنبتوا شجرها أإله مع الله بل هم قوم يعدلون أمن جعل الأرض قرارا وجعل خلالها أنهارا وجعل لها رواسي وجعل بين البحرين حاجزا أإله مع الله بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء ويجعلكم خلفاء الأرض أإله مع الله قليلا ما تذكرون أمن يهديكم في ظلمات البر والبحر ومن يرسل الرياح بشرا بين يدي رحمته أإله مع الله تعالى الله عما يشركون أمن يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده ومن يرزقكم من السماء والأرض أإله مع الله قل هاتوا برهانكم إن كنتم صادقين قل لا يعلم من في السماوات والأرض الغيب إلا الله وما يشعرون أيان يبعثون. This is the final answer. who knows the future, who knows what's in the heaven, what's in the earth, is Allah. We don't know. Ask anyone, Muslims or non-Muslims, when you are going to die. Atheist, ask him, when you are going to die. He doesn't know that. There's no answer. He can't say I live until the age of 90 or 80. He doesn't know that. Statistics is saying about percentage of everyone dying at special age. No one knows who's going to die tomorrow. So it's very hard to come to this conclusion. You have to believe on the basic about God. And then there are two options. Either this is a fair God or unfair God. As simple as that. If this God is unfair, what you are doing with your unfair boss at work, your boss at work is unfair. What you do with him? You don't only work, you work hard and you are meticulous in your work because you know he's unfair and he just might try to find any excuse to fire you or to sack you or to punish you. So even if your boss is unfair, you're still not only working for him, not only doing what he wants, but you will actually do more and more and more. Are we doing this? You can say to me, I might leave work. If he's unfair, I will go another one. But this earth is all for Allah. Where are you going? Where you will go? The earth is His. The heaven is His. Where you are going to escape? So assuming that the God is unfair, still you have to do what He wants you to do. If you look on the other side, if this God is fair, and He's going to reward you for everything and account you for everything, how should it work for Him? I see it every day in my work. Someone coming to me at the age of 19. He had a cancer. He's going to die. And he's telling me this word. It is unfair. It's unfair. Why me? I'm still young. Why am I going to die? How can you explain this? If this is just the whole of the earth, we are just going to live and die. Why me? And they go to the other extreme. Someone 65 just retired, saying to me, it's unfair. I have worked all of my life. I never had a benefit. I never drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I have done nothing wrong whatsoever. I saved all of my life. And they told me that they bought a villa with my money in Spain to go to enjoy there when I retire. And now you are telling me I got a cancer and I'm going to die in 6 months. It's unfair. What is the fair? How we accept that people is living in this dunya, in our countries, in India, in Somalia, in Africa, and everywhere, they can't even find what to eat and dying from hunger. And people are dying from eating more everywhere else. If this is fair, by statistics, or there is something else, or there is a hereafter, and we are only here in a temporary mission to achieve what God wants us to do. So, when we move out of this, about fair or unfair, and to actually to do what we should do or we shouldn't, can I ask even more worse this question? What you are going to lose to be a Muslim? Ask this question. Why? I'm asking you, okay, you are not a believer. Tell me what you are going to lose being a Muslim. Allah Himself has asked this. Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying, وَمَاذَا عَلَيْهِمْ لَوْ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَأَنْفَقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقَهُمُ اللَّهِ. This argument Allah is saying, what you are going to lose to be believer by Allah Azza wa Jalla, and to donate and to make charity, what you are going to lose. Do you think you can steal money from people and become thief? You will be actually in the prison. They won't allow you to do that. To be non-religious, what's going to add to you? Is it a bad thing to be trustworthy? To be honest? Is the religion preventing you from drinking alcohol, Alcohol will cause liver failure, will cause other health problems and cancer, and you will die. How many people here drunk pinching in this country? You're not huge numbers. So we're saving you from something. Oh, this religion is preventing me from enjoying. Enjoying of what? Tell me what you are going to lose by being Muslims. Oh, I need to have some sex relations. I'm young, I need to have some sex relations. So what's the limit of your sex relation you want to do? Tell me. It's scientifically here proven that those who are addicted to watch sex movies, porn, or to practice sex with multiple partners, they are having a much worse life. And in fairness, 32% of those having venereal disease, among them is AIDS, 32%. And in a woman, 48%. So, it's not even something, not only physical exhaustion, but mental exhaustion. And most of sex addicts people has to go to counseling because they're not living a normal life. So who put you the limit? Tell me who is putting the limits for you. Can you have a sex with a girl who is 8 years old or 7 years old? No. Why? Why? Tell me why. The law is saying no. What's the law? Why you allow some people to tell you what to do and what to do? Even if you are not Muslim, you will still be actually obliged to follow the rule in the country you are living. Something called sex underage is not allowed. And the age is different. In the UK it might be 16 or 17, in other countries 11 or 12. And then you will be actually accountable for that. It's wrong by the law to do that. You can't do it. Who said we can't do it? Some people sitting there in Downing Street or in the parliament deciding for you what is right for you. So you are allowing others, even if you are non-believer, to actually control your sex life that you want to be uncontrolled. In this country, in a survey done in 1989, 75% of the population think that homosexuality is something wrong. Shouldn't be done, shouldn't be agreed. 1989. On the update of the survey in 2012, showing that 25% of the British still believe that homosexuality was wrong, remained wrong, and continue to be wrong. Despite this swing in the public mood, are you following the crowd? When I'm telling you Allah is saying, you don't want to listen. But when the law is saying to you, you listen. So even if you believe in no God, you will still be actually following some rules going on. So from this perspective, don't think you are a loser because you are having your religion, because you are Muslims. And you have to listen to this carefully and think about it. You are praying 5 times, wake up to make a Fajr prayer, walk in the street at the Fajr prayer. So how many driving their cars going to their work? Even more than that. If you are working or a student and your teacher is saying to you, you are coming late, you'll be punished. And when you come early, he actually praising you and say, he's very good, he's coming early and he's leaving late, whatever in work, whatever in studying. For this reward, you keep even going earlier to prove yourself. And Allah is there and calling you early, opening His gates 24 hours and saying, I want you. I want to listen to what you are asking me. Just make dua. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. ادعوا الله وأنتم مؤمنون بالإجابة. الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Dear brothers, we need to contemplate what Allah Azza wa Jalla asked us to do. We don't want just to be believer and Muslim just because our parent was believer. We have to think about it. And the more we think, the more we believe in Allah Azza wa Jalla. And as I said, by reviewing these things at home, with your family, with your friends, you are actually making your iman more and more and more. Because no one is going to doubt Allah Azza wa Jalla. But you need to increase your iman. And this is one of the ibadah that most of the Muslims, they don't think about it. They think about praying fasting, charity, but this contemplating, tafakkur, Allah Azza wa Jal wants us to do it. We have to concentrate on it, inshallah. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم اجعل أحسن عمرنا آخرة، وأحسن عملنا خواتمة، وأحسن أيامنا يوم نلقاك. اللهم متعنا بالنظر إلى وجهك الكريم مع الوجوه الناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة. اللهم أصلح لنا أولادنا وأصلح لنا أزواجنا. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا. ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين وأعل بفضلك كلمتي الحق والدين، وفرج عن المسلمين في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم واستغفروه يغفر لكم وأقم الصلاة.